Hello, Stitchers. How was your week? For some reason, my week felt incredibly busy. I don't think it really was that busy. I think I made a lot of busy work for myself. I think it might be a little bit of the procrastination bug. On a couple of days when I really should have been sitting down and stitching, I was organizing floss, organizing my fabrics, anything but stitching. So I'm not quite as far along as I was hoping to be on the Heaven and Earth Designs SAL, but I did make some progress. I'll talk about that first. On my SAL this week, I did get another color in there, a lighter color, so that I can see some idea of what I'm looking at. So I can see I'm actually looking at my jellyfish, just to give me an idea of what exactly am I stitching besides dark colors. And I think it turned out pretty good. I think it's going to be really, really good. And after spending a week kind of putting it aside, barely picking it up, I have that bug back to get into it. So I have 3,481 stitches in it right now, which makes me just a little bit behind my daily that I want to have to be finished by the end of the year. Now I'm doing my stitch count for my daily work on an app called Stitch Pal. And some of the people in the Facebook group actually turned me on to this app, and you can put in your begin date, what you want your end date to be, your total stitches, and it'll tell you what you should be stitching in a day. Mine, I believe, is right around 257 stitches a day, and I'm a little bit below that right now. I think I'm down around 218 or 212, something like that. So I need to do a little stitching this week just to catch up with myself. I'm not doing my average number of stitches that I need to do per day based on just the 3 months. I'm doing it on the entire year so that I can finish the entire project in 1 year. That's my goal. Long-term goal like that works better for me than just the short-term goal because it's more realistic for me. But I did get some actual progress on it, and I'm happy for that. The other thing that I did while I was procrastinating, I was going through some of my patterns, I was looking at new patterns, and I actually decided to do a new start. That was something that I had originally thought I would not do this year because I was going to be concentrating on other things, on the Whipco board and on the SAL. And I just can't help myself. There's always something new I want to do. I remembered that I've always wanted to do a temperature chart cross stitch. I've seen several of them that are really fantastic, and so I started looking at some different ones to see if there was one that really caught my attention. And of course there was. And because I'm so close to the beginning of the year, I figure I can catch up really fast. So what I found was one, it's called Year in Color. And I'll show you a picture here from the Etsy page where I bought the pattern. And it's from Mitch Porter Designs on Etsy. And it is a temperature chart that is shaped sort of like a pin, reminds me of a pinwheel. And it comes into the vernal equinox, the estustial solstice, the autumnal solstice, the autumnal solstice, and the hibernal solstice. And I'm sure I'm saying those wrong. But anyway, it starts with central color blocks, and it gives you a guide. Now, on this guide for the temperature, it gives you you have both Celsius or Fahrenheit, your choice. They provide either pattern, and they give you solid blocks of cross stitch or a block of black work. So for mine, a lot of my dates are going to be very similar as far as temperature is concerned. So I decided to alternate between the block of cross stitch and the block of black work. And I'll show you how far I've gotten. This is my progress so far. And as you can see, I'm alternating between cross stitch and black work. And this is to the 15th, which for me was just 2 days ago. And so I'm pretty much caught up with this part. At some point I need to go down and do those color blocks in the middle, but that's not a big issue right now. I'm just thrilled to death to be this far caught up. But I think I'm going to really enjoy it. I love the design and the way the variation in colors, because they're just kind of ombre as you go along, changing into different colors. And we'll see how it turns out by the end of the year. But it's something I've always wanted to do. And if you want to do something like this, you know, now's the time. You have time to catch up. And there's all kinds of different charts out there with different ways of showing temperatures. And it's just something I always thought would be fun to do because it's not a lot of stitching each day and it's pretty easy to keep up with. And I think that's just about all I have for today. I hope that I'll have a lot more progress to show you on the Heaven and Earth Sal. I'll have progress to show you on my temperature chart. I will also have some progress and hopefully the finish for my number 11 on my Whipco board, which was back stitching. And I didn't touch that this week, but I intend to finish that portion of it this week. I only have about 40 minutes left to do, and so it should be easy to handle. And until next time, we'll go over all of this again. Have a wonderful week and happy stitching.